Holmes finds himself once again at the center of danger. This time, it's a targeted bomb threat orchestrated by none other than Irene Adler, Sherlock's on-and-off girlfriend, to kill a renowned doctor. In the end, Sherlock manages to neutralize the bomb on time. In our last adventure, our dynamic duo, Sherlock Holmes and his companion Dr. John Watson, successfully thwarted the diabolical plans of the notorious Lord Blackwood. The nefarious cult leader aimed to unleash chaos in the heart of Parliament with a revolutionary poison gas device. But in the end, Professor James Moriarty managed to steal the poison gas device by using Irene Adler as a distraction. Since that pivotal moment, Sherlock has been tirelessly piecing together the intricate puzzle of crimes orchestrated by Professor Moriarty. The failed explosion mission only fueled Sherlock's determination to understand the intricate workings of the criminal mastermind. Tragically, the consequences of Moriarty's sinister actions unfold as Irene Adler becomes a victim, succumbing to poison in her tea. A few days later, Watson, having recently relocated with Mary, makes a poignant visit to Sherlock's residence on the day before his wedding. Stepping into his old room, Watson is met with a noticeable transformation. Sherlock, consumed by his pursuit of the elusive Professor Moriarty, has turned the space into a strategic command center, signaling a heightened level of dedication and focus. A few hours later, Sherlock and Watson decide to celebrate Watson's imminent marriage by heading to a local bar. As they arrive, Watson is taken aback to find that Sherlock has extended an invitation to his brother, Mycroft, a top government consultant specializing in foreign relations, brings an unexpected dynamic to the celebration. Unbeknownst to Watson, Sherlock has double-booked the evening, torn between the joyous occasion of Watson's wedding and the pressing demands of an ongoing case. Watson got mad because Sherlock double-booked. Watson felt ignored, so he got fed up and left Sherlock to go gamble, leaving their night in a bit of a mess. Sherlock meets a fortune-teller named Simsa, who's searching for her lost brother René, linked to Professor Moriarty. Sherlock brings a mysterious letter from René to Simsa, hoping for information on René's whereabouts. When Simsa refuses to answer, Sherlock senses danger, a man above the ceiling plotting to kill them. A tense and intense fight ensues in an attempt to stop the assailant, but despite Sherlock's efforts, the man escapes, slipping away from their grasp. After the chaotic events, Sherlock discovers that Watson not only lost all his money gambling, but is also too intoxicated for his own wedding. In a comical turn of events, Sherlock ends up having to carry the inebriated Watson to the wedding ceremony. The scene unfolds with a mix of hilarity and absurdity as Sherlock navigates this unexpected predicament. As the ceremony concludes, the unexpected takes center stage. Colonel Sebastian Moran, the right-hand man of James Moriarty, awaits Sherlock. His presence signals a new and ominous development, inviting Sherlock to a rendezvous with Moriarty. The following day, Sherlock heads to the university to meet Moriarty. The encounter on the surface seems casual, but the conversation takes a cryptic turn. In a chilling revelation, Moriarty essentially confesses to killing Irene Adler and issues a sinister warning, a veiled threat against Watson's life unless Sherlock ceases his investigations. Sherlock, undeterred, attempts to negotiate with Moriarty. He proposes removing Watson from the investigation. However, Moriarty remains steadfast, refusing to relent, and ominously promising to send his regards to the newlywed couple. Watson and Mary are all set for their honeymoon in the first-class compartment of the train. Unbeknownst to them, Sherlock, concerned about Moriarty's potential threats, has discreetly boarded the train in disguise. A few hours into the journey, the looming danger strikes as an attacker forces their way into Watson and Mary's cabin, attempting to harm them. In a quick-thinking move, Watson manages to throw the assailant off the train, but more threats loom on the horizon. In a dramatic reveal, Sherlock sheds his disguise and steps into action, thwarting the additional assailants with well-aimed shots. The train becomes a battleground for an epic fight between Sherlock and Moriarty's henchmen. Sherlock and Watson manage to decouple the train, separating the goons' cabin from Watson and theirs. Following the intense ordeal on the train, the group decides to put their honeymoon on hold and prioritize dealing with Moriarty. Their next destination is Paris, where they plan to meet Simsa, the fortune-teller. Sherlock believes she holds crucial information about her brother's connection to Moriarty. Simsa, the fortune-teller, cooperates with them, revealing a few drawings that her brother René had sent. The drawings, intriguingly, are on the same type of paper used in the mysterious letter. Notably, there are wine stains on the drawings, hinting at a connection. The focus of their investigation shifts to finding a printing press near a wine cellar. Fortunately, Simsa, drawing from her knowledge, directs them to a place she knows. It turns out to be a location with a history, formerly a site for manufacturing bombs for a political anarchist movement. Simsa and René were once part of this movement but left, finding it too extreme for their principles. They decide to visit the suggested place, only to encounter an anarchist who claims he hasn't seen René in a considerable amount of time. In a somber revelation, the anarchist discloses that René was assigned a new task by a mysterious donor linked to their political movement. According to him, this donor has led the movement astray. The situation takes a dark turn when the anarchist admits to planting another bomb on that very day. He shares that the donor kidnapped his family, leading him to commit suicide with profound regret. As the gunshots echo through the location, other members of the political movement rush to the scene. Sensing danger, Sherlock and Watson have to hastily retreat. In swift response to the revelation of a bomb threat, Sherlock deduces that the explosive is planted at the opera. Urgently, they rush to the venue to disarm the bomb. As Sherlock ventures backstage to neutralize the threat, a stark realization dawns upon him. It's a trap set by Moriarty. To his surprise and dismay, Moriarty is present at the opera, observing Sherlock's every move. The gravity of the situation escalates when Sherlock discovers that the intended target isn't the opera itself, but an international summit hosted at the hotel adjacent to it. Despite Sherlock's efforts, the bomb detonates, and the mission ends in failure. Upon closer inspection of the aftermath, Sherlock and the team discern that the explosion serves as a smokescreen for a meticulously planned assassination. The blast, initially perceived as a widespread attack, was in fact a clever diversion. The true target reveals itself, a prominent shareholder of a major weapons manufacturing corporation. Moriarty, in his cunning strategy to acquire the company, orchestrates the murder with precision. By using a bomb as a cover, he ensures that the focus remains on the chaos, diverting attention from the calculated killing. Now armed with this revelation, Sherlock, Watson, and Simsa redirect their efforts to Berlin, where they aim to investigate the factory linked to the weapons manufacturing corporation. In a covert operation, the team infiltrates the factory in secrecy. Sherlock, strategically orchestrating their moves, instructs Watson to send a discreet telegram to Mycroft. Sherlock meticulously surveys the factory premises, revealing a nefarious plot aimed at sparking a conflict between Germany and France. Intentionally placing himself in jeopardy, Sherlock allows the guards to apprehend him. He cunningly ensures that a letter is discreetly dropped at a predetermined location for Watson to retrieve. As Moriarty attempts to extract information via torture, Watson follows Sherlock's instructions with precision. During the precarious situation, Sherlock seizes the opportunity to pickpocket Moriarty's daily-use notebook, a potential key to unraveling his intricate plans. With the vital information secured, they make a swift escape, boarding a moving train to elude Moriarty's pursuit. Basing their next move on Moriarty's notes, the team heads to a peace summit in Switzerland. Watson had earlier requested Mycroft to halt the summit, but their plea fell on deaf ears. As they arrive at the summit, they discover that Moriarty is present in an advisory role. Sherlock suspects that Simsa's brother, René, might be there to carry out an assassination, jeopardizing the peace talks. Despite their efforts, the team is unable to pinpoint René's location. While Sherlock delves into the investigation, he unravels a puzzle, realizing that the initial bomb Irene Adler attempted was aimed at a world-renowned skin disease doctor. Sherlock's attention shifts to an individual posing as an ambassador with a connection to skin surgery. Leaving Watson and Simsa to investigate this potential disguise, Sherlock sets out to locate Moriarty. Simsa's quest is twofold, with her attempting to identify her brother based on behavior rather than facial recognition. Despite successfully preventing the killing of the ambassador, Colonel Sebastian Moran intervenes to eliminate loose ends, using a poison bullet to fatally wound Renee. As this tragedy unfolds, Sherlock and Moriarty engage in a symbolic game of chess, reflecting the strategic and intellectual nature of their rivalry. Sherlock emerges triumphant in the chess match, leading to a dramatic physical confrontation. The conflict between Sherlock and Moriarty intensifies into a visceral fistfight, ultimately culminating in both adversaries slipping off a mountain ledge. The fate of these characters remains ambiguous as they disappear from view. However, the concluding scene of the movie adds an intriguing twist, depicting Sherlock's return to Watson's home. This enigmatic ending hints at the potential for a sequel, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating the next chapter in the series.